So I'm looking at a list of different agents that different hackathon teams built. And first, let's take a look at these ones by a sister. So there's two agents trained on slightly different data. And I'm going to look at the one that was trained on StackOverflow data tagged with the near protocol tag. So I'm going to ask it, what is the difference between an action and a transaction? So I'll submit that. And those questions on StackOverflow have been put into a vector database, and it's doing retrieval augmented generation over that database to give us an answer. It's going to be near specific, even though I didn't say anything here about near. And it should be a little bit different than what we would get out of ChatGPT because it's much more specific. Okay, so it's given us an answer here, and it's going to tell us a little bit about actions and transactions, along with some code in Rust. So pretty good answer. And we can ask it more questions we might have that are near specific. But let's look at a different agent. So this weather agent and this multiple autonomous agents use a framework that one of the teams built. And that framework lets you put an agent in. That agent is going to do a lot of thinking as well. So this page has two different agents on it, a developer agent and a designer agent. I'm going to ask the developer agent a question first to build me a sidebar. So I'm going to submit that question, and it's going to do actually a fair amount of thinking. So I've got it using a pretty fast model here. And then I can open it up and see what it's doing under the hood. And it is thinking and observing and deciding what tools to use, and then give me a final answer. So a lot of sophistication there. Those tools could be custom things that, reach out to some external services if I wanted. Similarly, designer, I could submit a different question there and see what it thinks. And the tools this particular one has are to remember information, so it can store some things I've asked it in the past and retrieve those. Okay, those are pretty neat. Let's take a look at the next one, which is the Trade Walls agent. This one lets you set up your own little trading platform, and it's going to give you reminders about buy and sell points that you've set. So I've got a couple already stored here, and this uses a backend service that you have to run in order to keep your settings private here for what you want to buy and sell at. So I can tell it something in natural language about what I want to trade. I can submit that. So that's going to go to the LLM, which is going to suggest these walls, the buy and sell points. And then I can tell the backend server, yes, I want you to remind me if it hits that point, so that then I can go ahead and do the buying or selling on my own. And it gives me a little bit of advice here as well. Okay, so those were the finalists in the hackathon. I'll show you one other that actually was not entered into this hackathon, but the team liked this functionality, and so used this functionality for a different hackathon. So this is the persona chat agent, and it's different personas that you can chat with in this fictional world. So kind of set up this fictional world prompt and all these different personalities, and then you can talk with them. So I've got a brilliant synthesoid scientist here to talk with, and I'm going to tell her something alarming. One of the other scientists is publishing fake data, and so we can see how this persona reacts. And we get not only a text response, I find that deeply troubling, but the visual image of the character also changes to reflect their mood. And I could say something positive, her mood would change, and all these personas will act a little bit differently. So that's some of the fun